coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. It is Monday at about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is the time I'm recording this to be uploaded immediately. Finally back home. Okay. I don't know. Something just fell somewhere. Happy to be home. Happy to be able to eat free again. Happy to have like iced tea. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, finally back home. And I am going to be doing a video today about why I bought some ChainGPT tokens. For those of you that aren't familiar with this platform, that they came to me wanting a paid segment, and I started looking into it, and I thought, this is actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of cool. You guys know how I am. Paid segments, I give you my honest opinion regardless. They don't often like it, but this is one of those projects that it looks legit. I mean, it really does. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that these guys are doing. We're going to go over some of the tokenomics, some of the token metrics and things of that nature. But the first thing we're going to look at real quick is Bitcoins, because Bitcoins are moving. And man, I mean, you know, at a low of $51,087 today, it's already basically at a new all-time high of almost 50. It's getting close to 55,000. It's 54,480. And you know, where we stop, nobody knows, but it's probably not going to be new lows, because this just looks, I mean, this is going to be pretty crazy. Now, I know that there are some court cases that may be released soon related to the Coinbase situation in the SEC and whether or not that case gets dismissed. I wish it would, it should. But, you know, of course, I don't see that happening, because I mean, you know, you would think that with everything that happened with Ripple, that, you know, they would kind of stop the shenanigans, but of course that's just not going to be a thing, I don't think. But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful, because if that case is just dismissed for whatever reason, the crypto is going to start really. But if it's not, that Dan Gambarillo, I man, you know what I mean? No disrespect, I just don't have his name right in front of me, and I'm pretty sure he's got like an Italian last name. You guys know who I'm talking about. He's a good dude. He's got good content. He really loves Cardano. Honestly, I feel like his content's better than mine. He puts a lot of work and effort into his very structured thoughts and opinions. I tend to just ramble whatever I think at the time. So, but I really do like him. But anyway, he put together a thing on Twitter that I retweeted, and I'm like, exactly. And he kind of said, you know, one of 3 different scenarios could play out here, and this is what the likely outcomes are. Ultimately, everything's going to end up right back where it is on a bearish front if the case doesn't get dismissed. But if it does, then everything's probably going to pump quite a bit in the very near term. So let's take a look at this ChainGPT, because this is a paid segment, but I really think you guys are going to dig this if you have not checked it out yet. But before I get into the why, I want to get into the what. This is the token right now, currently trading at 37 cents. Up from a low of about just under 5 cents. This was just in November of 2023, and it's been going up significantly ever since then, currently trading at its all-time high. Yeah, well, just under its all-time high. This token has been doing very well. Market cap, it's only 148 million. 24-hour trading volume, about 15 million. I mean, this is like a baby token with a lot of potential, in my opinion. Total value locked, this is not accurate based off of other numbers I've seen on other websites. I'll show you those. Circulating supply, 385 million, not billion. So this is not a meme token. Total supply is basically 1 billion tokens. And here's the thing, they have an automatic burn mechanism when you make transactions with their system. So I think that's why this is saying total supply is 998,448, blah, 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 over a max supply of 1 million, because I think the original supply was 1 million. And if I'm to hazard a guess, based off of just my experimentation of the platform and knowing like, oh, if you do this, there's like a 10% burn of the tokens you use for the service you're wanting to use. So it's almost like if you bought a bunch of tokens and you're using them, the tokens that are left are always going to be worth a little bit more than the ones you used initially. It's interesting. It's a very interesting concept on how they're doing this. Here's some other token metrics here. There are almost 38,000 holders of the token, 1.37 million total transfers to date. and it's just looking really good. I mean, I'm actually excited to cover this. So, and I wouldn't mind. I might do some later. There's some of the stuff I'm going to show you. I'm like, it could be better. I don't know what exact engines they're using for like the artificial intelligence generator, but I'll show you that. But if you go to the link in the description below, it's ChainGPT.org is the website. You've got the different products here. So you got ChainGPT. This is the main website. The DApp, the Launchpad, the Launchpad, and the NFT generator. There's also a lot of other stuff. There is AI generated news, which I actually am probably going to start using this on the regular, and I'll explain why. The Solidity smart contract generator and auditor. So you can basically use AI to create a smart contract for your own token, and you can program it using AI to have like a burn mechanism or basically whatever you need. And then they have an auditor so that it'll run it back and it'll tell you, oh, there might be an issue with this code, so forth and so on. That's pretty cool stuff. ChainGPT Pad, which is kind of like it looks like a DeFi launchpad for new projects, SDK API access, AI trading assistant. Let's take a quick look at this real quick. I didn't get a chance to dive into this a little yet, and I want to kind of see what this is all about because I love AI. I love bot trading. So advanced AI trading, welcome. I am an AI trading assistant. What coin do you want to see trends for? Well, how about Cardano? Let's see what this says about Cardano. Great. Gathering ADA data. Can you specify the time frame? Let's look at year to date. What does it show us? Please choose a trend you want to analyze from the list below. So double top, double bottom, head and shoulders, reversal head and shoulders. Interesting. I'll be very curious if this works. Let's look at a double. Double bottom. What does this do? Double bottom was not found in the chart. Okay, interesting. So it didn't find those trends in the chart. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure what to do from here, but I mean, that's cool, I guess. Like, now what do I do? Start a new chat. All right. I don't know if this is going to be very useful to me personally, unless maybe there's a specific way that it can be used. How about ascending triangle? That should be one it finds. And Cardano, I feel like we have those all the time. Ascending triangle for ADA during the last year. Start. Okay. All right, so from March 2nd to the 3rd, I mean, and we broke to the downside out of it. All right, I'm not quite sure. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not quite sure I could find a use for this, but we'll see how that changes over time. I mean, maybe what does expand do? All right, so it gives me a little bit more detail. I mean, this could be a really cool tool. I guess I just need someone else out there in the community to tell me how this would specifically be useful to my trading efforts outside of just looking at the charts and kind of eyeballing it or drawing the lines myself. I'm not exactly sure how this would help me, but that's okay. We're going to take a look at some of this other stuff going on. So there are a lot of different systems in this platform. There's obviously the chatbot. I actually experimented with the chatbot a bit. It was actually pretty cool. You could basically talk to, Vitalik Buterin. It's kind of like what Eternalized, my AI platform, does, but without the audio video. It's just chat. But I found it to be pretty solid. I'm going to show you an example of that. The NFT generator, I actually had an interest in this, but I'm not quite sure it's where I would need it to be in terms of quality for art generated. However, I haven't really dialed it in. I haven't done a lot with it. I just threw in a few prompts to test it out and see what was possible. One of the cool things that you can do with this, however, that I have not seen anywhere else is you can create a multi NFT collection with 10 to, is that 100,000 or 10? It looks like 10 to 10,000 images. So if you're trying to build a giant NFT collection, this could very well be a way to do that. So, but if we do like a single image, let's just say a pixel art crow dancing with money. I don't know. All right. And we'll just see generate. This is free to generate one single NFT to do the art generation, which is cool. But I honestly do think that maybe, and I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gone through the entire white paper. Okay, that's not too bad, but it's like, this is pixel art. It's a pixel art crow. I don't see any money. I mean, the language model that this uses, I'm really not 100% sure. But you know, I mean, it's not terrible, and ultimately it's free. So, you know, if you're trying to experiment with AI art generation and text to image, this could be a really cool way to start getting acclimated to better prompt crafting and things like that. But I find the quality of it just a little bit lacking. But it also depends on what your needs are. This could be absolutely perfect for somebody that's not looking for something, you know, extreme, and you're looking to do a bulk collection. Maybe you're doing abstract. Let's take a quick look at abstract. And, you know, my notes aren't telling me to do any of this, but I do like to play with the systems. I find the navigation a little bit difficult, honestly, as well, because I don't want to have to back out all the way, and I'm not seeing anything glaring that's kind of pushing me in the right direction. Let's maybe just do a high resolution crow dancing while holding money. Let's see if this prompt does any better, and we'll confirm. The higher resolution one's taking a little bit longer. Okay, I mean, these are better for sure. That's interesting. It's not showing, there's no money anywhere, right? He's not holding on to any money. So the language model's a little weak. You know, I guess this girl, I don't know what, the model needs some work. And I don't again, I'm not trying to dump on this, because I think overall the project is cool and its use case potential is very solid. There's a lot of more important things. I'm just showing you some of the more, like, they're more relatively simple things to show off first. But, you know, play around with it. You might really like it. You might find a lot of fun and use out of it. And basically it's free unless you want to do a bulk mint. So, you know, check that out and see this. Would something like this help you? You can get some pretty high quality stuff, and there's actually a prompt market on here. So if you're like, well, I'm really bad at prompt crafting, I'd just rather, you know, start with something somebody else has already achieved. Well, you'll be able to do that, and that'll likely help you achieve better quality stuff. So, and some people are creating really cool prompts, and then you can buy them from the shop using ChainGPT tokens. Now, for me, the sense of that is kind of silly, if I'm honest, only because I can just look at the prompt. So I'm not 100% sure why, you know, like even right here, copy this, copy the prompt. So I'm not 100% sure what the point is of people trying to sell prompts, but maybe there's a future use case that's a little bit better for that. So now this is something I thought was very, very cool. And this is AI generated news. Let me find that in the navigation if I can. The navigation needs work on this site. I'm just going to tell you, because it's kind of confusing. I guess I just close out of that entirely. And then where is the AI news? Let's take a look at the AI news here. ChatGPT or ChainGPT AI is a fully automated AI model that gathers information from the internet, news sites, social media platforms, and learns about the latest Web3 events. The model then writes short and user-friendly, to-the-point articles about the most important events in Web3. So it basically is almost like a running Cliff's Notes of the latest Web3 crypto blockchain news. And I find that extremely helpful and it also looks for the fake news, like the spammy crap news, because I guess it cross-references articles with other articles to make sure that it's relevant and accurate. And then it rewrites it into kind of a synopsis and then publishes it all here with the tags and things. That's a brilliant freaking idea. That alone is worth me coming back to the site on a regular basis with a bookmark just to see what the latest news is that's going on. So that is actually really cool. You can pick all the different categories that you want relevant to everything from relevant to the blockchain. Let's see what happens if I go into Cardano. Internet Computer tops Cardano in development activity, becomes #1 crypto. Well, good for Internet Computer. In terms of development activity, Internet Computer has surpassed Cardano and taken the top spot among cryptocurrencies according to data. Santiment, an on-chain analytics firm, shared the latest rankings based on development activity, which measures the total work completed by developers on public GitHub repositories. Well, that's interesting. I mean, good for them. If they're putting in the work, that's fine. That's cool. Obviously, I'm a major Cardano bull, but you know, there's room for everybody. And the more work that these people are putting into their chains, the better. Inferno Drainer crypto hack raises concerns in tokenization boom. That might be an interesting article for me to check out at a later date. Cardano, the updated Ethereum killer with low fees and high scalability. So that's actually pretty cool. But I'm going to have to look more into some of this stuff too, because there's just so much to go over. Smart contract generator. This is sick to me, because if you're trying to create your own token, you should be able to do that pretty easily. I have an example that I'm going to follow here. It's pretty simple, but I want to make sure that I do it properly. Hold on just a second. Let me find this section. I have a book here that it's like this huge guide with like all of the different stuff you can do with these tokens. And it's almost like a Web3 sandbox. I mean, the more you dive into this website, it really is like a Web3 sandbox. So I really find it cool. There's DeFi, there's the DAO, there's just all kinds of stuff. Okay, there it is. Okay. So in this smart contract generator, I'm going to see what I can do here. Oh, wait, rewards from staking. Okay, I don't have any staking rewards yet. I do have like 1,000 tokens I bought myself. I bought ChainGPT tokens so that I can kind of play with the platform and see what I could accomplish. So so you've got the regular chain bot, smart contract. Let's see, aggregate market, live feed, smart contract generator. Do I just do this here? Create me, hold on, let me see. Create me token? That's a weird prompt. Create me a token called Super Crow with the symbol. I don't even know if I have enough coins to do this 100%, but with the symbol SCROW. How about that? Scrow. Oh, add an option to burn tokens and mint tokens as well. Total supply, we'll say 21 million. All right. I think this is where you put the prompt for this. Let's see what it says. I could be wrong. Create me a token called Super Crow with the symbol SCROW. Add an option to burn tokens and mint tokens as well. Total supply 21 million. So I guess it's just working. We'll see how long it takes, because I'm assuming it's going to be pretty quick. Sure, here's a detailed ERC20 token contract using Open Zeppelin's library. This is crazy. Let's zoom in on this a bit, if it'll let me. Oh, I want to expand this. Here we go. Look at this. It's coding a smart contract for me right here, folks. This is crazy. I thought it was going to charge me to run it, but it's not. It's explaining the construction of the smart contract. This is crazy. I mean, folks, you could create whatever you want here. Now, I'm not a programmer, but this is obviously a smart contract that I can then audit and make sure is secure. In this contract, the constructor function sets the initial supply of 21 million tokens and assigns them to the contract creator. The mint function allows the contract owner to create new tokens, and the burn function allows the contract owner to destroy tokens. Note that the only owner modifier is used to restrict these functions to the contract owner. This is a security measure to prevent unauthorized minting or burning of tokens. Please note that you need to have Open Zeppelin's contract library installed in your environment for this to work. You can install it using npm with npm install. That's awesome, man. So here you go. I mean, you've got a total smart contract writer right here that you can use to create your own projects, your own tokens. So that is actually really freaking solid. I guess premium just means you hold tokens. I guess it doesn't necessarily cost you tokens, but if you hold some, I just picked up 1,000 tokens just to try stuff out. Let's see here. I can ask crypto people. So this is a chat bot that allows me to ask questions to basically some of the more well-known early adopters of of crypto and other things. So I'm going to see Vitalik. Hello, I'm Vitalik Buterin. How can I assist you today? If you have any questions about the world of blockchain, cryptocurrency, or anything related to my projects, feel free to ask. Let me see what he says to this. I'm being a little snarky here, but are you happy to have Cardano's peer-reviewed scientific approach to blockchain development to be utilized in the, how do I want to word this? Are you happy to have Cardano's peer-reviewed scientific approach to blockchain development to be utilized in the upgrading of Ethereum? Let's see what he has to say to that. I'd be very, very curious. And I'm not trying to okay. As Vitalik Buterin, I respect the work of other projects in the blockchain space, such as Cardano. Their scientific approach and focus on academic research contribute to the overall progress and understanding of blockchain technology. And for that, I am appreciative. It's a pretty long answer. Okay. However, Ethereum also has a solid foundation and has been developed using heavy input from the community, researchers, and experts in the field. We have a distinct vision for Ethereum, which may differ from Cardano's approach. It's essential for projects to learn from each other. Many of the improvements we work on in Ethereum, like the Ethereum 2.0 upgrade, are inspired by a variety of innovative ideas in the space. At the same time, our protocol and approach reflect our specific priorities and aims, such as decentralization, security, and scalability. In essence, I'm glad that there's diversity. So basically, it's a non-answer because we know what the truth is. Therefore, while I acknowledge Cardano's progress, it doesn't necessarily equate that we will utilize their approach in Ethereum's upgrades directly. Well, we all know that that's kind of what's happening, right? I mean, we've seen a lot of that. So I don't know how long ago the data for these language models have been pulled, but I did that kind of to see like how updated are we? You know, but this is interesting stuff. I mean, you can talk to any of these individuals, and regardless, I still feel that answer was relevant, right? Like I still feel that answer was pretty solid. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff there's so much stuff here, folks. It's kind of difficult to like narrow it down without making like a 2-hour video. It's already 25 minutes in and I barely showed anything. At least that's how I feel. There's just so much. How do I close all the stuff that I have here? It's just not easy to, okay. Went over the news, which was cool. The Telegram app looks pretty powerful. There's just so much. I wish there was a way I could just reference this guide, honestly, because the guide itself is so much better than the website, if I'm honest, and trying to understand like what this is, what this does, but the website just doesn't navigate very well. Showcase the NFT generator. There's all right, so let's take a look at the ChainGPT Launchpad. There's the IDO pools. You can stake your ChainGPT tokens, notifications. There are 20 ICO projects currently on the Launchpad, 5 with free giveaways, 13.4x all-time high average ROI. That's interesting. I'm actually surprised they can put this kind of data here. I don't know the legalities of this, and I don't know where this platform is based, but that's I don't know how quote unquote kosher that is in terms of like ICOs and launch pads, but I don't know, I could be wrong. 45-day staking up to 365-day staking pools, so you can stake your tokens and generate a yield on that, which is cool. And there's a lot of information and data related to, basically in the grand scheme of things here, folks, there's so many different things you could do with this token. And if any of these use cases prove to be valuable to you, well, I see this as an opportunity to take a look and dive into this. Use the link below. I've got my tokens here. I'm gonna continue messing around with this and see what all I can accomplish. How can I put some of these functions, these services to work for me? I think there's a lot here. Overall, I think it's worth looking into. I really do. And the performance of the token, obviously, is showing a promising return. So even if it's a small hold, yes, it's a paid segment. I'm just trying to cover some of the basic use cases that might be relevant to most of you. You know, I mean, there's a Launchpad, there's a DAO, there's just so many different things here. It's really kind of difficult to narrow it all down. I think that the NFT generator could be a little bit better, if I'm honest, but I don't know what they're using for their LLM for that. But the smart contract writer looked pretty solid. I really feel like this is just an opportunity for a lot of people to find a lot of different useful tools under one roof with very limited pay for play kind of expectation. So, you know, listen, I've got my tokens. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to go ahead and keep them. I'm going to see what I can do with this platform. Maybe I'll update everybody in the near future with what I've come up with when I've had more time to really sit down and not necessarily just kind of reference a guide and figure out things to show you, but actually use it myself and see what sort of significant uses I'm able to take advantage of on the platform. So check it out below. And until next time, guys and gals, thanks for joining me. Hopefully maybe you learned something about a new cool project that you might want to learn more about. And until then, I'll see you soon. Crow your coins.